We want to become a role model in software development process. And for that, we need to acquire more talents to join our company so that we can set up more business.
What I feel that my mindset right now, from here, it has reached up to here. So this is a big jump for me.
The team is very welcoming, and after a while, after a certain time you come in, just a very short period of time, you'll get used to it, and you'll feel like everyone's like family here.
So I think if you're someone who like technical challenge and you like to work in place that you have many team members who are as good technically as you, that you can bounce ideas with them, and then you can approach anyone. Anyone is open-minded, and you can talk to them about your ideas, and you can get these ideas to work. Right? Come and join us.
David Bong, where's the David Bong? Let's get composed. Push up. You want to Hi, a very good morning to everybody here. So, welcome to our event. I'm your host of the day, Yuzi, and with me here is Viresh. So, thank you for our amazing event crew and lecturers for hosting these events. Let's get right into it. Before that, we are going to invite Mr. Ng Junbie, and our lecturer, Miss Vidisha, to have a gifting session.
I don't even know what to
So, today's topic is about one trending topic among university students, the current employee and employment track. Therefore, we are excited here to introduce you to this innovative software company, which has been making waves in the industry since 2019. Founded by a group of talented, ambitious professionals, Cognixus Technology has a mission to provide custom solutions for companies in the financial and social sectors, and they have certainly delivered. A range of impressive products that are helping to drive, change, and make a difference in the world.
Some of Cognixus' key products include Paid Forward, a mobile app promoting kindness on social media, HexSphere, a SaaS HR management system for small and medium-sized businesses, and CryptoPay, a cryptocurrency payment solution. But the company's expertise doesn't stop here. Cognixus is also proficient in a range of cutting-edge technologies, including Flutter for mobile app development, Kubernetes for DevOps, blockchain, and NFT for deep centralized Web3 websites. And as if that wasn't enough, Cognixus is also at the forefront of the integration of AI and big data into various applications. We are thrilled to have the team from Cognixus Technologies with us here today. We can't wait to see what the future holds for this dynamic and forward-thinking company. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Ng Junjie from Cognixus Technologies.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Ng Junjie is the Chief Solution Architect at Cognixus Technologies. With 22 years of experience in software industry, Mr. Ng has worked for major companies such as IBM, PSL, and SEMA. So, in addition to holding a master's degree in data science, Mr. Ng is also proficient in microservices, blockchain, data science. He also involved in project management, hiring, and including software development, solution architecture, testing, implementation, and support. So, Mr. Ng, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, thank you for the brief introduction. Just a quick introduction of myself. I think they've covered most of them already. But one thing I want to add is, so you see my profile from IBM, PSL, and J. So basically, most of them are the same companies. So because outside in the trend, what happened mostly is the companies tends to be acquiring each other. So they'll be like acquiring. So yeah. So throughout my career, I've made like 3 career change. Yeah, more than 2 years. Yeah.
Mr. Ng, do you want to talk about?
Yes. So before I start, so myself not too interesting, but I want to talk about company. All right. So apologize if it's like I need to stand here because I can't stop there. Correct. Allow me to come from here.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. So I'll just cover the first part of it. The second part of it I will not cover today. All right. So let me quickly go through. So I'll talk about my other company, which is Cognixus, where I come from. I'll talk about what is our culture and what is our technologies and what we do over there. All right, so Cognixus, so as our MC had mentioned, so it's been established since 2019. So it's a software development company, it's a startup application. And so one thing I want to add here is many of unlike different companies outside. So many of our pioneers we come from major companies. So all right, so what we learn from that is we learn a lot of good software development practice. And we see that this is something that is lacking here in Malaysia. All right. So that's why we represent this company. We want to bring this experience here as this company and make this a role model. And then we want to train up the new youngsters as well to learn the right way, best traditional ways. All right, that is our aim. Okay, that's how Cognixus was started. All right, so talk about our project that we have. Just now, our DMC has talked about 3 projects. Actually, we have much more than that. All right, so we have Pay Forward. Pay Forward is a social media application. You can search it out in Google App or iTunes, Play Store or App Stores. Okay, so what it does is very much like Facebook, but Facebook you have too much content, lots of content. But what we're going to do is we're going to do something which is very focused on bring kindness. Because we want to do something, we're going to spread this kindness around. All right, so this is how we started this Pay Forward. This is for people to like come in here, organize event, organize voluntary event, donations, something. All right, that's Pay Forward. Second project that we have is that company called Hexfield. So they are HR solution. So, but they need a HR solution to manage them, help their SMEs. Okay, so that's why we built a solution. That is for SMEs who does not want to invest too much to buy a software. So they can use this cloud solution. Okay, this is our Hexfield solution to manage the HR. We also have CryptoPay. CryptoPay, I don't know how many of you are involved in cryptocurrencies. So in cryptocurrencies, there are lots of crypto payment, all this thing going on. And then this is a solution that we have to assist this kind of payment, crypto payment within the solution. So you pay crypto to other products you want. That's CryptoPay. The Pay code is the e-wallet solution. So we have e-wallet, which is based in London. All right, that's based on our license there. Dentistry is our different trading platform. So we are doing different projects as well. And also we have HiCom, which is a secure messaging system, very much like WeChat, WhatsApp. Yeah, but we just enhance on the security side. And we have Wash Hub, which is a car wash system for the members to go and claim their car wash when they go and wash their car. And also Forex Hub, that's a back-end Forex trading platform for us to do the risk analysis. All right, so these are the different projects that we have. Actually, this slide is 1 year old. So since then, we have ventured into other things, the NFT marketplace, and now do other more interesting projects as well. Okay. Yeah, no, correct. So our culture. So what do we do there? So we drive for best result. So we celebrate success together. I'll just read through: cultivate learning agility, entrepreneurship, innovation, creativity, psychology, safety, and technical space. What does that mean? All right. So we do have a fun lot over here. So we do really value our talents here, our software engineers. Okay, we teach them what is the right way to do things, what is the best practice out there. Okay, and then from there, then they teach the news that joiners to come in, to come and join us. And then together we drive towards success. All right. So we do learning together. So that's all teaching together. Because in IT, what happened is everything changes too fast. Okay, I graduated 2000. Since then, so many things have happened. All right. So we need to keep on learning, and me myself learning is not fast enough. So we need the whole team to learn together. So whatever things that, let's say my friend has learned, they'll share it out. And whatever I learn, I'll share it out. He learns, share it out. You learn, share it out. So that's how we learn together. We can learn much faster that way. All right. That's how we foster learning in our company. And how we do that, I think I have another slide to cover that. I'll go to that later. Innovative creativity, that's our solutions. Psychological safety, what does that mean? Okay. So we believe that everybody is allowed to make mistakes. Okay, so we don't want you to like go in there, talk about something, and then you feel like, you feel very pressured because you dare not speak out your mind. You fear that whatever idea that you come out is not right or something. That shouldn't be the case. All ideas are treasured. Everybody should feel safe to come out and speak out their mind. Okay, so we even have an intern last year who come and tell me, okay, sir, I think your solution is not right. You should do it this way. Okay, he's an intern. All right, so everybody should be just, feel free to speak out your mind. You may not have all the pictures, but you just pick it up, you'll be correct this point. Okay, that's what psychology safety is all about. And of course, the caring space. So we want everybody to take care of each other. I think just now the video that is seen talks about that. Our company celebrates, so we celebrate all about like Malaysian. We celebrate all about festive seasons, healthy day. We have dumplings festival. Yeah, all these things we celebrate and we celebrate together. Just really, my mouse is not working, but can you have to like go to the next few slides? Yeah. I think this thing you guys know all the celebration that we have in Malaysia. All right. Mooncake Festival, Chinese New Year. Skip on Father's Day, Mother's Day. So yeah, to celebrate those mothers. What happened is we have many of our employees, our staff, they are fathers, they are mothers. Okay. Unfortunately, sometimes project need us to stay back late. Okay. So yeah. So and in return, so they may not have enough time to spend with their parents, with their kids. All right, so we celebrate Father's Day and Mother's Day together with them. All right, to treasure, to appreciate what they have for us. Of course, that didn't happen all the time. It just depends on project. Okay, that's what happened idea. All right, and can we just move on to the next slide? Okay, remember this. So I talked about the learning, how we are. So we are learning that everybody coming together. We have a Friday session. We call it the Brainstorm Friday. Okay, so anybody who have any ideas to talk about, let's say you just learn something new, you learn something about, I don't know, what is new, like GPT. Everybody's talking about that nowadays. You want to show about this, you want to go there. Just feel free to call for this session. Okay, and so we do go into very detailed things as well. So I think these slides talk about the data structure and algorithm. I believe many of you learn this thing, but after 5 years, 10 years working, 10 years working, sometimes you tend to forget. So we do this refreshment course here to remind people what is data structure, what is algorithm, what is the best way to do things. What is the difference between a list and a set and a hashtag, those kind of things, into the details, right? Because this will impact the products that we are delivering. Okay, and we have our brown bag section, which is what it means just we tap out in lunch, go there, sit together, and then we talk, discuss about some topics. All right, and code review. Code review is another good way to learn. Can you skip back to that? I want to talk a bit about code review. On-job training, because you come in here, we have the projects that you be involved in, so that's where you learn about the projects. And peer-to-peer code review, this is a very important practice that we are practicing here in our company. I dare to say that not many companies are doing that because it is extra cost. Okay, and not many people like that because not many people like to write the code and then somebody can comment, excuse me, your code is not done correctly. Okay, not many people appreciate that. But there's a lot of learning in doing that. Okay, whenever someone comment in your code, you learn something. Okay, there's a best practice out there. Okay, you may not know everything. Okay, somebody have gone through the best practice and somebody have learned from mistakes. So they're teaching you. So this is what peer-to-peer code reviews are learning, they're teaching each other. And when I'm reviewing others' code, I'm learning as well. I'm just learning. Okay, there's a new way to write a for loop, okay, which is much faster, much easier to read. Okay, everybody's learning together. So that's what code review is doing. And all these things are being documented in our system. So all the code reviews, we put it into the system, it's mentioned, okay? Of course, we say it in a very nice way. Excuse me, not excuse me. Please change this one, use a set because it'll be more effective. Yeah. So, and we give some reference, okay, why must this set is better than this? Okay, put some reference there. So everybody learn together. So yeah, that's our learning process here. Okay, so our developer toolkits. As our developers, what you need to learn and you need to pick up along the way. Okay, we don't expect anybody to come in here and know all these things. All right. So some of this you learn in school, but then there are many of these things which are very new, things which are trending in the market right now that you need to like catch up very quickly. Okay. For example, what is our guiding principle when developing software? Can I see a show of hand how many of you heard of 12 factors before? Damn. Okay. That's why we do this thing. So when you join us, so we talk about 12 factors. Newcomers will join in, and in fact, we do this from time to time to refresh people what 12 factors is all about. So 12 factors talk about when you do a cloud solution. All right. So what are the things that you need to put in mind? How you want to separate your code from configuration? How you want to do your build process? Okay, all these things, there's a company called Heroku, which is a cloud platform providers. So they come up with these guidelines. Okay, and then we study these guidelines and then we try to implement this into our process. And then everybody's learning this, not just the dev guys. All the developers need to know this. Because whatever you develop goes into production, we become a problem, come back to you. Okay, so 12 factors is our guidelines. Our solution architecture, we use microservice architectures, unlike the monolith architectures that used to be maybe 10 years ago. So things are moving towards microservice anymore. Why? It's because it is much more scalable, much easier to change, less risk to cross something when you change something. All right. Source control, you learn that, I believe. Git, Gary. Okay, what are the language that we are using? We use Java, Golang, Python, Flutter, Vue.js, Max.js. But that doesn't stop here. Okay, whatever things that you have learned is very good. Okay, don't feel, okay, you don't see there's no C anymore, but then you still learn C. Because all these things give you a very good foundation for you to learn something new in your future. All right, so let's say I want to talk about Golang. Not much people in the market know about Golang, but if you have a C background, maybe take you 1 week to pick up Golang. All right, it's very easy to pick up. So be happy to learn whatever language that you are learning right now. Okay, it will help you to learn whatever things you have in the future. And things move very, very fast. Like for me, I think I know more computer language than human language. Oh. So yeah, and build automation, we use Jenkins, AutoCD, and deployment environment, Docker, Kubernetes. That's something which is very new as well. I wouldn't say very new, it's been there like 5-10 years ago already. So, but not many companies are doing that. Yeah, so these are the toolkits that our developers need to pick up. They don't pick up on the first day. We don't expect them to know all these things on the first day. But what we expect them is, when anyone who comes to join our company, we want them to have this mindset that we want to come and learn something. All right, as they come, then these are the set of things that they are learning. And then, of course, we go deeper into that. All right, this is a starting. Maybe in 1 year, you learn what's saying. Then you have more things going to do that. All right, so that's that we have to this. Okay, so our technologies. So we don't build everything from scratch. It would be too tiring to build everything. Many of the things out there, there are open sources there. People already solve the problem for us. So why not just use them? So these are the technologies that we are adopting. Here's Envoy, Fluentd is for logging. Harbor is our repository for Dockers. Prometheus is for us to collect metrics from our system to know how our system will, whether they are high risk or not, whether their CPU consumption is too high or not, whether the users is experiencing a lot of latency or not. So these are captured in Prometheus. Terraform. Terraform is a very interesting thing. So there's a term called infrastructure as a code. So what we think we put inside code, we're checking in. Why we use that is because let's say if this system corrupted, crash, it's very easy for us to replicate that system. If you do everything by hand, you install Windows, you install this library, that library, and then you install this application, you install MySQL, whatever thing. So you maybe take you like, I don't know, another 2 years in your system. 2 years later, your system crashed down. It takes you 2 days to maybe recover that. But Terraform infrastructure as a code, everything is very easy. It's in the code. We just execute that. So we can turn out a new system very fast. Okay, in fact, we can turn out our new Kubernetes environment within half a day. All right, that's a new production environment if you want to. All right, Jaeger is for monitoring as well to see where the service go, where the request is, and how is the latency. Kubernetes, I talked about that a bit. Basically, that is to manage. We do microservices. In microservices, you have so many services that you're deploying all over different containers. All right, and you're deploying that over different physical machine. You can do by hand. You can SSH in and then deploy something, SSH in, deploy something, SSH in. You do that 10 times, you'll be very boring. Okay, Kubernetes do all this thing for us, just a few clicks away. All right, and then Argo CD is for deployment. gRPC is technology. You guys are aware of REST APIs. We use gRPC mostly because why? If you take a look at that, gRPC is much faster than REST. Okay, and yeah, and that omen is Jenkins. Jenkins helps us to do our process. That word is Gary. That is our source control, and Docker is a whale. Elastic, that is our database to us to store our log files. Okay, you don't want to like go SSH into every machine to like look at the log file to see what goes wrong. Okay, you put everything into a database and you can very quickly call it out. Where is the log? Where is the errors? Okay, that's Elastic, and we have Kibana, and I forgot what the sun is. Yeah, I think it's
So many.
there's some that Grafana. Grafana and Grafana as a visualization. Kibana is to visualize the Elastic. Grafana is to visualize the point. Okay, easy for us to look at the data science. Okay, if you get a long bunch of raw data, it's very difficult to understand what's going on. But this Kibana and Grafana help you to visualize the same. Okay, you can very quickly find out, okay, at this time something goes wrong. Go into the log to see what goes wrong. Okay, these are our technologies adoption and many, many more. Okay, that's a very quick introduction of the company and what we do and the technology that we are using. I'll respect the SSD. All right, I guess right now.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ng. That's some very interesting knowledge sharing. So let's head right into the interview session now. All right, Mr. Ng, you are so successful in software development field. So what inspired you to be what you are today?
I must say I'm a very lucky person. Computer science wasn't my first choice. Okay, I started to go to university in 1997. So, are you guys born in 1997?
No.
Something interesting happened in 1997, 96, 95. Okay, our student M, we come with this idea of this this multimedia super corridor MSC. And then I'm doing lots of IT companies in Malaysia. Okay, at that time, what they do is there are many of these universities they are offering IT courses. So they're selecting people to join this course. So I was one of those to get selected. And then what I'm going to find out here is since it wasn't my first choice, one thing that I want everybody to you must have in your career is you must have a very open mind. Okay, things doesn't go the way you want, but then have an open mind, explore it, look at what it is about. Okay, and then be passionate about that. So I think that's my secret. Lucky and also passionate and also be open-minded.
Okay, that was a good answer. Does Cognixus have a KPI system?
Yes, we do. What does the KPI bring to us? Without a KPI, everybody doesn't seems to know what you are striving for. But just like schools, you have exams, you have this mark. Okay, you want to strive to get a better CGPA. So that's your target. If you don't have a KPI system, then everybody doesn't know what they are targeting for. That's very bad. So we have a KPI system, we call it OKR. OKR stands for objective and key result. So what happened is early in the year, so the management was together will decide, okay, this year, these are the things, these are the objectives that we want to achieve in our company. And then what's the key result? Key results are measurable things. Let's say I want to, any system I want to be able to deploy in half a day, Kubernetes, for example. All right, that's the key result. So based on this OKR, then everybody, this is being communicated to everybody. Okay, everybody can give their feedback as well on the stuff. Okay, is this what they agree on? Talk about the quality. Everybody agrees this is the quality they want to achieve, 5% difference. Okay, so these are all being discussed, and then from there, then we keep track of this thing. Whatever thing that we agree, we must make sure that we are following this objective. Let's say I'm very interested to learn about, I don't know, suddenly I want to learn about self-driving car. Okay, but that is not in the company's OKR. Okay, so that is not something that I should be spending my time 1 week and then go and learn about self-driving car. Okay, objective give us a guideline, a direction where we should be doing. All right, and the key result, what we should achieve to. All right.
Okay. And okay, so what is the policy regarding sick days and annual leaves?
That is very standard. So sick days, in Malaysia's labor law, there are some standard for that. How many sick days you guys are allowed to take. So we do follow the policies that come from the Human Resource Ministry. And then for the annual leave, so annual leave there is the standard as well, but we do give more than the standard. Okay, so we do give annual leave for everybody. That's a standard. I don't remember actually how many days, but yeah, because I don't use that much. Yeah.
That's good.
So, Mr. we are experiencing a very rapid shifting trend in this decade. So, will Cognixus provide training for any employees to keep up with the new trends?
Yes. The answer to that is in talk about this decade. So I've been in this industry for 2 decades and a half. So things are changing so much. Back then when I started working, we don't have no Googles. Okay, so we have to go to textbook to search for anything. All right, so things are evolving very fast, and then nowadays everything's are coming out so fast. Even the courses out there, you may not be able to find the course which are relevant. Okay, so what we do is we encourage people to go and explore, do some POC, do a demo. So after that, set up a session, then share this with everybody. Okay, that's what we encourage, and we do subscribe to some online courses as well. We have this Udemy course that we have subscribed. Everybody has an account. So you can get certified for whatever thing, for gRPC, for Flutter, even unrelated courses like how to code also is it's fair in Udemy. Okay, because we believe that everybody need to learn what they're passionate about. And then yeah.
So, Mr. Ng, so after this, what job position is your company offering for interns, and what are the technical skills required for the candidates? Maybe not intern, maybe some new employees as well.
Okay, thank you for the questions. So we do one for interns. As an intern, I'll talk about intern first before I talk about fresh grad. Okay. Interns, I don't expect you guys to be like 2 years experience in Java, 5 years experience in Flutter. That is not going to happen. All right. You guys don't have that experience. Maybe some do, but mostly no. All right. So what we expect intern to have is first of all, do what you are doing right now, whatever you study. Okay, know what you're doing. Okay, make sure you understand what data structure is, you understand what a set is, a list is. Okay, these are the basic things you learn in school. All right, so these are the things we expect you to know. And then what is more important is you must be hungry for knowledge. Okay, if you look at the list just now, there's so many things to learn. So you're going to go in there, I just want to do web development. Okay, that is not the right attitude. Okay, because be open-minded, as I mentioned just now. All right, so that's the criteria that we could like to see in the intern. Okay, go in there, be very, very hungry. I'm hungry for ask anybody anything. Why do this thing? Why do this thing? Why use this technology? Why not the other technologies? Okay, ask questions. Okay, it's very important. The person that you ask me, so the person that you got asked, they need to learn. Okay, otherwise they will not be able to answer all these things. All right, everyone's learning together, as mentioned. All right, that is the reason why we're doing that. And as a senior, you need to understand why we want to go doing that. As a junior, you know what we're doing. Okay, as you go into senior position, you need to understand the why of it, why we are doing this thing, why all the technologies. Why not just stick with very simple, just go to server install. Okay, there's a reason behind that. Okay, that's for intern. Those are the skills required. Basic skills that you're learning right now, your coding, whatever coding that you're doing right now is okay. Then it'll be very easy for you to pick up any new language. One of the trends with the new language is the language are getting easier and easier. Okay, because they want to make software development an easier job. You shouldn't be like spending 2 days to write a library. Okay, that's the trend. So it'll be very easy to learn a new language. And for fresh grads, okay, fresh grad or even like people with experience. So I'll talk about the position that we have for the experienced workforce. So we do have backend engineers, the front-end engineers, and AI engineers. So these are the 3 engineers that we are looking for. We do have project management course vacancy as well. I'll not talk about that. Go into technical. All right. So everybody they need to have a same foundation. Okay, whether you're AI or test engineer or mobile engineer, so you need to know all these things about the data structure of this thing. Okay, whether you're doing front end, back end, it's the same knowledge. Right, just the code is different. All right, so you need to have, of course, as a front end developers. So the technologies you're using Flutter and also Next.js. And it will be an advantage if you know this thing. But if you doesn't know, it's okay. You can just use whatever framework that you're familiar with. Okay, we will also do an evaluation whether the things that you're doing, the code that you're writing is clean or not. Okay, those are the criteria that we are evaluating. Okay, for backend engineers as well, we give you a small projects, very easy projects, just do a backend service to do a task management. You just do a create, update, you update, read, update, delete on the task. Okay, so just put a service like that. It's a very easy task. Okay, but what we want to see is how do you write the code, whether your code is clean or not. That's for experience higher. Okay, whether you do it in Python, Golang, C, Scala, doesn't matter. All right, because once you are efficient in one, you're proficient in one, it's very easy for you to be proficient in a different language. All right, that's the requirement that we're looking for.
Okay. How does the increase in competition and surge of new talent affect your employment strategies?
Very good questions. So we I think that is a problem in all IT industry. So there are so many companies out there. Okay, so everybody is looking for candidates. So how does it impact us? Of course, we feel challenged. But we feel challenged is the one thing, it makes us do better. So what do we get to offer you guys when you guys join us? All right, that's the thing, that's our selling point. Okay, if you join us, so the things I mentioned just now, the learning opportunities, you get to learn with the best guys, all right, the best practice. So these are the things that we are offering. Okay, of course, yeah, other companies may say that, okay, you can go and ask them about how, in details, how do they do that? We can explain to you how they do that and why we are doing that. Okay, so those are the questions that you want to find out when you join a new company in the future.
Okay. How much does your company value soft skills?
Soft skill is very, very important. Hard skill is like programming, all these things very important. Soft skill is also important because you can't go out there and like go in there, sit in and do yourself. Okay, IT industry is about collaboration. You need to collaborate with your teammates. You need to collaborate with the customer, the end users, collaborate with the BA, business analysts. Go from there, you understand what is the requirement. If you just go in there, you don't talk, sit there, it will be very, I would say it's quite difficult. You can write, it's okay. You can clarify things in email, that's good as well. So yeah, so soft skill is important. The other soft skill which are very, very important is time management. So when we give you a task, we do not like to micromanage. I don't tell you like, okay, by 4 o'clock, you must do this thing. By 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you must finish this thing. So we don't do that. So we give you a task, get a task, take 2 days. Okay, we expect you to take your time, go and study how to do that, implement that. That's it, deploy that within 2 days. Okay, so yeah, so we don't micromanage like every hour. Whether, okay, have you finished? Have you looked at the requirement? Have you? Okay, no, okay, you're not doing that.
Okay. What personality can increase the chance of being shortlisted?
Okay, that's a very good question. So I think I highlight a few of them. Be open-minded, be very, very curious. Can I see show of hand? How many of you believe in magic? Okay. How many of you believe in magic in source code? Okay, so good. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you, there's no magic. Anything happens for a reason. Okay, be very, very curious. Look at the code. If you don't know what's going on, then look at the code until you find out what's going on. All right, we are using a lot of open sources. Open sources means what? You can look at other people's code. You can learn from them. Okay, so be very, very curious. Learn out all these things. As you open up your mind, be very curious, and you learn more and more things. You learn more than your peers. Okay, that is that's one of the skills. There are other skills as well. I'll just mention here. I think I brought down a few. Be proactive. Okay, so don't just sit there waiting for jobs to come to you. Okay, when you are free, just go and ask for a job. Okay, there's a site called agilemanifesto.org. Go and take a look at that. So how our company are working on is we believe everybody is able to self-manage themselves. Okay, and then they are able to contribute to the company. That's why we have an objective early of the year. Okay, everybody know the objective. And then everybody, we self-organize ourselves. We know that within 2 weeks' time, every sprint, what we need to deliver. Okay, we work together, we talk to each other. The project manager doesn't have to ask everybody, okay, have you finished this? Have you finished? No. Everybody talk to each other, try to figure out what is working, help each other, get things done. All right, so yeah, those kind of attitudes is what we're looking for. All right, of course, the technical skills as well, you need to pass on technical exams. I'll think more about that.
Does Cognixus expect undergraduates to build software models individually?
Okay. Intern, no. I'll be very honest. You guys learned a lot in the past 3 years, but when you go to intern and when you go to first job, that is where you get your first scare. You see that, okay, you write maybe 200 lines of code, it's like, oh, 200 lines of code. When you go outside there, you look at 20,000 lines of code, 200,000 lines of code. All right, so we don't expect you guys to know everything. Okay, so you don't have to know how to do that. You need to know how to do it from A to Z. Okay, but you need to know some basics. Okay, you need to be able to write a function. You write one small functionality. Okay, that you need to be able to do. All right, so and then on the bigger system, then how the simple functions can integrate to the big system that you learn along the way. And how does the big system operate in the whole things? It takes some time to learn. Even the experienced hire, they don't get to learn that. They didn't get a whole full picture in the first 2 months, I say.
Yeah. Does CGPA affect the chances of being hired?
Very good questions. So CGPA gives you the first impression. All right. So I come and tell you, let's say I tell you my CGPA is 2.3. So would you want to talk to my ear, listen to my talk here? Okay, most of you probably not interested anymore. Actually, my CGPA is 3.96. Okay. But anyway, So you give you the first impression what the person is capable of. Okay, but after that, that is not important anymore. 2 days later, nobody remember what your CGPA is. It's about your working attitude. Okay, so taking shortlisted, yes. When I first look at your CV, okay, I do take a look at that. But then after that, if you have other things which are very impressive, put that in. Okay, CGPA is not everything. And yeah, it has to be impressive. And then the projects that you're doing, that's impressive as well. Yeah, write down a lot of that. Okay, those will impact your opportunities. Yeah.
Okay. Does Cognixus have an age limit for any specific job?
No, I'm very old, so yeah. So
Come on, don't look that old.
yeah, so so we don't have an age limit for any of the job. So as long as people are willing to learn. So we do have hired very recently that he's 30 years old. He have no working experience at all. Why? Because he was a PhD candidate. All right, so he go into academic path and he want to go to academic into private sectors. Okay, so he's quite old compared to you guys, but we do hire him as well because he has the right attitudes. All right, so there's no age limit for that.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you, Mr. Ong. That's a lot to know about the requirements and all these tickets to enter this employment space. So after this, we are curious to know how is the flow of hiring process, and is there any specifics that we need to pay attention to when we are looking for jobs, searching for jobs, and asking companies, sending them emails?
Okay. Okay, so there's a few things. Okay, I'll talk about the job process first, and then what you guys need to take care of, be more focusing on. So first is either you contact HR, HR contact you. All right, then we have the first interview, which is the HR interview. Okay, remember HR is not technical people, but they do know a bit about the industry. Okay, so they give you some evaluation whether or not you have the criteria that mentioned or not, you're curious or not, you're passionate or not. Okay, whether you are going to be hardworking or not, you are going to be a team player or not. So these are the things that the HR will be evaluating in the first interview. Okay, and then from then on, so HR will shortlist. You say that okay, this guy has a very good attitude for the company. Then it goes to the second stage. In the second stage, what's going to happen is so the different vacancy that we have just now, I mentioned. So we have different tests for it. So what we do is we give you a bring home test. Okay, so in this bring home test, if you are front-end developers, what we ask you to do is to come up with a treatment of it. So we have a back end which are ready. So it's basically the front end is just telling you, go and come up with a front end to do a movie listing. Okay, list the movie, then you can like select the movie and then buy the movie. Just come up with the front page for that. All right, so you can do in any framework that you are familiar with. Okay, that's from the front end side. Okay, but then make sure that your code is workable and then it's clean. All right, checking everything to get it. For back end, we ask to do the same thing, but as on the back end side. So as you come with a task management system, your system need to allow user to log in, create a task, update a task, delete a task, select a task. Okay, it's very basic. All right. So from there, what you need to do from that is you need to take your code, package in Docker. Okay, and then make sure this Docker is executable. Docker is an extra marks for you. So not everybody knows Docker, but then it'll be good to know. Okay, if you have a solution that is already Dockerized, yeah, that will give you extra points. So that's the second stage. You do this test. Then you come for the face-to-face interview. So in the face-to-face interview, what happened next is that will go to the
Sorry about that.
no worry. So I'll just continue. So this interview is when you come and talk to the seniors. So we will be usually 2 persons evaluating you. So we ask you about the code that you just written. Okay, why you write this code this way. And then what we don't want to do is many of these questions, any of the questions, you can just go and you can even go to ChatGPT to go and come with a score this thing, some this thing. But the third stage of this is very important to know that this is what we have written. How we evaluate that, we ask you to do some changes on the spot. Okay, we will find out the mistake that you have done. Okay, for example, this code shouldn't be written this way, it's not efficient. We ask you to give some idea how to improve that, and then we want to see how to improve that part of code. Okay, this is where the third part of the interview is. All right, so you then this is where you evaluate whether this is a code that you've written or just now somewhere on the internet. Yeah, basically, and then from there we ask you some other questions about your job experience or this thing. Yeah, those are the main flow of it.
All right. So I believe we already talked through question number 15. So let's move on to the next one. Is it mandatory for us to prepare ECV, all those things before the interview?
Yes, because we are going through many candidates, so we will not be able to remember all the candidates. So you need to have a good CV, and then make your CV presentable as well. Don't put in just Arial 10 font, kind of thing. Yeah, make it interesting, be nice. But it's mostly just put in your CVs, easily be good. So during the interview, we'll be asking you based on what you've done before. So it's a reference for us as well. Okay.
And then since we have experienced this lockdown, this MCO for more than 2 years, does your company prefer online interviews or physical interviews?
Very good questions. So we do want to do physical interview if possible. Okay, unless the candidate is in Penang. Okay, can I come back here? That's the problem. Okay, otherwise we like to go for a physical interview. Why physical interview is this is where we do this interaction. Okay, if you got hired, we're going to work with you for like next I don't know how many years. All right, so everybody need to be comfortable with each other. You need to be comfortable with me as well, not only me to you. All right, so this is where this physical interaction is very helpful.
Yeah.
Right. So, Mr. What are your thoughts on new trends of working at home, like all other big companies they might practice before? Does Cognixus practice this as well?
I think your notes may be out of date. So many of the big companies are moving back to going digital. All right. So what we do here is we do hybrid. Hybrid here is we go 3 days to office and then 2 days from home. All right. So because one of the challenges we have working from home for the past 2 years is there is lack of interaction. Everybody can do their own work, but you doing your own work and integrate together is a different story. All right, I think some of you may experience the same when doing a project as well. You do this thing, you do this thing, and then doesn't come out, doesn't match. All right, we need to have this interaction, this trust among the peers. Okay, like I need to trust him, okay, you need to do this thing. Okay, but online, very difficult to build this trust. So physical, we ask them to come to office three times a day. Okay, sorry, 3 times a day, 3 times a week. Okay, this is where they interact, have lunch together, chat, talk about projects, okay, have better understanding. Because you'll be working on one small part. How does your small part interact with the larger system? You may not know that. Okay, so you can ask, of course, online you can still check, ping someone and ask. But it's very different experience by talking face to face. Okay, you have a different experience, you have a different understanding. Okay, and then from face to face, so we see your expression, we know that okay, you look confused. I'll talk more about this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Next, since we know all about this ChatGPT that can replace us, automate for us, all those kids and whatsoever. So how does company encourage new employment as all of their products? It's like a business solution that replaces human intervention.
Very good question. I'll answer from ID point of view. Okay. So yeah, all these things, AI, all these ChatGPTs, all these things are very interesting things. Okay. Would it replace our job? Maybe yes, we know, but at the moment not yet. I just talked to my staff last week. I showed them what the ChatGPT can do, can optimize the code. I tell them the same thing. I'm going to tell you now. Okay. Make sure you guys are better than this ChatGPT. All right. So it gives us a challenge. Okay, everybody a challenge. Okay, you need to be better than this ChatGPT. And how do you become better than that? There's a lot of things that ChatGPT can't do. ChatGPT can write you one piece of code, one piece of function, but whole system to work together, it doesn't able to do that. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it will be able to do that in the future, but we don't know. But right now, so everybody offers. So we do still need a lot higher to be able to put these things together to come up with a big system, a complete solution, not just one piece of function. All right. So this is where the software engineers are there to do. And then remember, your job is a software engineer. You are not a programmer. Okay, what is the difference between a programmer and a software engineer? Engineer, you need to put on an engineering hat. Okay, you need to engineer the whole thing to work, not just writing the source code. Writing source code is just one part of it. All right, so yeah, so put on an engineer hat, put on the complete solution. How we going to deploy that into Kubernetes? How we going to buy the servers? All these things you need some human intervention. All right, so there's still a job market out there for people, for everybody. Okay, and but do keep up for what the AI technologies is capable of doing because you don't want them to beat you. Okay, make sure that you use them. I use ChatGPT. When I search for some function, I forgot to write. I'll just search that very fast. It just give me function. I just take a look at that, but I'll modify that according to what I need. I don't just copy blah blah and paste it in.
Right. So that's a lot of interesting questions and answers. Mr. Is there anything would you like to talk about, say, to our students when they are going to start their IT journey?
Okay, very good questions. Here are some, I think I'm old enough to give advice. Okay, I'm probably as old as many of your parents. Okay. Okay, so few thing is be very passionate in what you do. Okay, I don't know how many of you are forced here because your parents asked you to come here. Okay, I hope that's not the case. But even if that's the case, that doesn't matter. So your matters is you're here, you spend 2 years already, and you know what you are. Okay, just enjoy the process of learning. Okay, everything is very enjoyable when you enjoy it. That they have passion in it. Number one. Secondly is I have to know some question. Be very curious. Don't believe in magic. Okay. How does it work? How does locking work? So ask this question. Go and take a look at the code. Okay, all these things will help you. All right. And then continuous learning. Keep on learning. 20 years ago, when I started looking, there's no blockchain. So now I'm involved in blockchain. Yeah, I'm writing Solidity code, which is a blockchain, a smart contract code. Okay, I need to learn all this thing. But my background in my previous language, it helped me to learn something very fast. Okay, so learn everything that you have right now. As things come out, then keep on learning. So continuous learning, that's very important. Because you don't want to be outdated. You don't want to be like doing something that, yeah, people don't maintain that system anymore. Okay, and proactive, open-minded, talk about that already. Another thing that's very important is loyalty. Okay, loyalty to the job, to the company. This is a very there's a very bad trend that I'm seeing nowadays. Is people tend to think that by jumping jobs, they can get pay increase very, very fast. It is a sensitive topic to talk about. But then when you keep on jumping jobs, you're not mastering anything. Okay, you may be able to jump and get a pay hike very fast in the beginning. But then when you grow older, so you don't have the good base, good foundation for you. Okay, then you get to start there. Okay, so what people do is they move away from technical. All right, so one thing that is very bad in Malaysia is we don't have a very, very old experienced programmers. Why? Because yeah, people tend to like move on and then don't become programmers anymore. All right, so but that is quite bad because I've been in IBM before. My principal architect is as old as my father, 70 years old. Okay, he's learning programming. Okay, he's still doing programming. So what, even though he's so old, he can still do other things. But what this experience brings to us is we can do better program, we can write better program. So don't think about jumping away from doing technical, going into other things like project management. There's role for that, project management. But if you are really passionate about technical skills, go into that. Okay, don't give up. So that's my advice to you guys. Okay, we do lack many good technical leaders here in Malaysia. All right, so stay in the field. Okay, don't jump and go something. Yeah, I won't talk about visions or this thing. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Ang, for answering our questions. I hope everyone enjoyed this interview session. A round of applause for Mr. Ang. Oh. So does anybody have any questions to ask Mr. Ang? All good? Anybody? Okay, we have a gentleman over there.
Is there any provisions about like the IP in the company?
Let me study AI, and then position for AI. Yes, we do. So I think I want to put this thing in. So AI itself, it is a very niche solution. Okay, it doesn't, you need to be able to integrate with a bigger solution. Okay, how does that integrate to the solution? I'll just talk about what our company do, how AI help our company. Okay, we have a few areas that AI is helping. So one of it is we have a CRM system. CRM system you need to send in the ICs. Someone to like key in the IC and the name, which is very boring job, and then they maybe start the birthday. Okay, that will be very bad. They will be sending a wrong birthday, which every year. Okay, so we use OCRs to recognize the IC and then capture those information, those they are there. All right. So another thing that we are doing is we are doing crypto payment, as I mentioned. If you know about cryptocurrencies, every time you make a payment or do call a contract, you need to pay a gas. So the gas fee, like our petrol gas fee, fluctuates a lot. Okay, when it fluctuates a lot, throughout the day. Like morning it can be very cheap, afternoon suddenly very expensive, evening more expensive. It can go like that, it can go crazy. So what we do is we use AI as well to try to do this forecasting. Okay, because we have, whenever we make a payment, we have in our business, we have a 3 days grace period payment. So we try to predict within 3 days what is the best time to make this payment, which saves us the most gas fee. Okay, this is where AI comes into pictures. All right, but then if you have this solution itself, it doesn't. Okay, maybe you may not work, but then if we integrate to a solution like this crypto payment, it makes the whole solution complete. All right, so we do have legacy for that. All right.
Anybody else? Okay.
Can you something?
Yeah, definitely.
One of the activities I forgot to mention is be bold, come up, step up, and ask questions. All right, don't worry about asking any questions. Remember I talked about the psychological safety. Yeah, you can just come and ask any question. It can be that question. It's okay. All right. Yeah, make sure that you're doing something like that.
Okay. So,
Right. So there are no other questions? Right. If there's no questions, so we have come to end of our event.
Okay.
Since no one else want to ask questions, right? Or online, please. Online. All right. So before that, I think it's interesting to add something. We'll have a little quiz for students here and students online. So, is that the quiz?
All right, share and then share. All right, if you guys could scan the QR code and then give the quiz, I guess. Yeah. What happened to the QR?
Guys, can you scan this QR code? Sorry.
That is not your book.
I think the screen is.
Was it?
It was in the oh wow.
So for waiting for that, right? So there's been one thing on the end. Because I'm very complete. Yeah. So number one, okay. So apologize. I speak too much this now. I'm very excited. I have so much things to share with you guys. Okay. So if there's anything that you guys don't understand, feel free to let me know. All right. Number one. Second thing is when you go to work today, things that don't just do this work. I believe you play hard. All right. So you work hard, play harder, then you work harder. It then give you a refresh mind. Okay, when you refresh your mind, you get to have a different perspective of things you're working on. Everything that is out there, so yeah, you learn something there, take whatever thing they apply from outside might be come back, right? And there's something that's is there already. I just want one more thing. So I used to go with one software engineer, he's a chemist in training practice. So he's a PhD in chemical. So when you write the code, he sees that there's a way that the code interact, which is very similar to how molecules interact with each other. So he made all the code in a molecule in a very chemistry way, which is very interesting because when you look at the code, so those from us we have science background, it's very easy for us to understand the code because we'll combine that in from outside to IP. All right. So later you can just go explore whatever thing. There will be something that you can do next time.
So, Mr. Before that, there's someone from online. They asked, so how much is the freshman's salary?
I don't know the exact answer because HR is the one that give this thing. I believe it's above 3K, between 3K to 4K. I believe that's the range, but that may not be correct.
So that's salary per month or
That's per month.
around the expected range.
Yeah.
All right. So there's no question. So, what are the procedures we have to go through to get an internship placement?
So this you share the
Yeah, and then there's another question behind how many interns appointed per time?
Okay. This internship, I'll talk a bit more about that. So why are we doing internship? Okay. So we want to train people as program, but we are happy to help those to learn about best practice or the thing. Okay, as we are teaching the interns, so the seniors need to run out part of their work to guide these interns. Okay, so how much intern we can take depends on the ability of the seniors. So usually about 3, 4, that's how much we can take, but depends on the projects as well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So about the next question, job scopes for AI intern. We just talked about it before. Intern, it doesn't have a specific region and job. So we believe this one is answered. And then the next one is there a specific month interval for internship program in your company? So a specific time frame for intern.
I think it depends on the university, how much the university, what is the program requiring you guys to do. So we do have interns that do for 6 months. We do have one intern for, I don't know if you know this, Tsinghua Daxue from China.
Okay.
All right, so it was because for 6 months. So there are some uni that do 3 months. So it depends on your university. Okay, I think anything more than 3 months and above is reasonable. 2 months is probably too short. Yeah.
Right. how much is paid to the intern?
Okay, guys are lucky. I don't know the answer. I know we are paying the intern. Okay, you can ask the HR after that. But when I was an intern back in 1998, so I don't get paid anything. I need to bring I don't have a laptop. I need to bring my desktop to go to work.
Oh,
Okay. But nowadays, yeah,
good workout.
yeah,
You know, working.
very good workout. I used to be muscular, so but now, but yeah, but we do pay intern. Nowadays, I think that's a normal practice nowadays.
Right. Is there any other questions from online students?
Sorry, where is your company based in, like, location-wise?
Good questions. So just now there's a video. The video is in UOA Subang. But that is the whole office. We just moved to Conley, just next to the Pavilion. All right, so it's very, there will be an LRT station just next to our office. Comes to the
Commute in the as well.
If they call it next to Pavilion, not Pavilion, to be the Pavilion KL. For our yeah,
All right. So I believe we are running short in time. So we have to cancel the quiz session. So about this, we are coming to the end of our event. So if there's anyone that is interested in finding for internship application, here's the QR code to register. Right. So anyone that's interested, you can take a picture, and then so we have reached to we have reached the end of this event. So I hope everyone has learned something from this. And I hope the knowledge and information you got is useful to you in your future career. Okay, to our speaker, Mr. Ng Junjie. So Ms. Lignisha and our lovely team, thank you for organizing this event. Please contact us or Mr. Ng if you have any other questions to ask him privately. And that's it for our event. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Kim Sung.
Thank you.
Hey man. Good man. We did it. We got through the deadline. Thank you, Ms. Wang. It was a very
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Miss Halimatun is here. The one that have the laptop, can you hear me?
Miss.
Yep.
Miss, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, good. All right. So, does everyone remain in the class? The speaker leave already? Does the speaker leave?
The speaker is leaving.
Okay. All right. Once the speaker is leaving group number 5, we have to continue the presentation.
So, Miss, we can just leave, turn off the camera and let group 5 come on and speak, right?
Yeah. Okay. So let your group number 8, right? So let group number 5 to take in charge.
All right.
Put their camera in front. Put their what we call it laptop in front.
Okay.
Okay, group number 5, the one that going to share the screen, please raise up your hand. Okay, Muhammad Farzan is going to share the screen, am I right? Okay,
Miss,
Yeah.
they currently cannot hear you now. They are still doing setup.
Oh, okay. So they can hear me once they put the setting on the join the
Yep,
class by using Teams, and the computer screen is there, then they can hear me.
Okay, I'm helping them now.
Okay. Does the speaker leaving, Woon?